What's up, guys? Marjack79 here, and today we are going to talk about The Incredibles 2. I went and saw it yesterday. It's good, man. It's a really good movie. 14 years, man. 14 years. Was it worth the wait? Yeah. It was really good, man. So, let's talk about it. I think we're going to do a non-spoilery review first. So, starts out, the Supers or the Incredibles family, they're trying to settle back into the superhero routine of things. Some stuff goes down, and superhero involving activity is still outlawed and their plane of existence. So they attempt to go back to their regular lives, and it sucks. So they have to so this guy comes about, and he offers them a job or an opportunity to to solve a couple of crimes or whatnot, to get supers back on the limelight and get back into everybody's good graces, so that they can bring superheroism back into the good realm of the law. So it works, man. But the characters that they focus on, though, is not the characters that you expect. They actually focus a lot on Elastigirl and Jack. So yeah, man, it was really good. It was really good. So the action set pieces and the action scenes, I think the highlight was definitely Elastigirl. She really showcased a wide variety of her strengths and powers. She's pretty much just Mr. Fantastic. But I don't think I've ever seen Mr. Fantastic in any media showcase his powers, in any movie or anything like that, like Elastigirl in this movie. Maybe he did, maybe he does in the comic book. I don't really follow the comic book too well, but if it was anything like this movie and how Elastigirl showed her stretchy powers, it's really good, man. She gets a new vehicle. She gets the Elastia-cycle. It's really cool. That was definitely a well calculated vehicle that made all of her action scenes all the more awesome. So then the other major part of the story, I think, was Jack, man. Just exploring Jack's different sets of powers. I think personally, they explored a lot of it, towards the end of the first Incredibles, but they really dive deep into it in this one here. I think if I had to compare it to anybody, I would take all of the major X-Men, like Jean Grey, Cyclops, Mystique. I'm trying to think of who's the one that multiplies himself, but he also has Kitty Pryde's powers. He can dissipate and move in between objects. He has human torch powers. He can just turn on fire. So yeah, he can shoot eye beams. He can levitate. He has telekinesis, and then he can turn into just a monster. So it's definitely very intriguing to see. They can honestly just age Jack and just make a set of movies just based on him. But at this point, when he gets older, he might actually be just overpowered, man. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to work. So yeah, man, but it was a good movie, man. The story and the villain, so. It was kind of predictable. I would say when me and my wife went to go see it, probably about 30%, probably within the first half an hour, we both pretty much guessed who the villain was. Because it's kind of it sways you in one direction and it sways you in another direction, but it obviously has to be one of the two of the characters that get introduced and with the beginning that has the plan to bring the supers back into formation. So obviously one of those two, and who it gets revealed to be, it's once like I said, once a half an hour into the movie, it's pretty obvious. So, but even with that, her motivations I guess, you know, they weren't crazy. I mean, she had the whole parents got killed thing and all that. But you know, I mean, I've definitely seen better when it comes to Disney, Pixar villains. But you know, she wasn't bad either. So yeah, man. Like I said, it was really good. It was a really good movie, man. You know, I just hope we don't have to wait 14 years until the next one, man. Because I think it's plenty of different kinds of stories that we can get out of this franchise. I mean, definitely just exploring all the different characters' powers, man. You know, some of my favorite scenes was Bob Parr, Mr. Incredible, taking care of the kids and trying to keep Jack's powers in check. I think that was definitely some of the best aspects of the movie. That was really good. You know, another one of my favorite aspects of the movie was definitely Edna Mode. Edna Mode. I don't know who at Pixar conceived that character, but man, oh man, that's probably one of my favorite characters in the entire film. It's a scene in there where she's taking care of Jack, and they're walking down the hallway. You know that little scoot walk that she's got. Well, then she's got Jack doing it too. That scene had my entire theater just rolling with laughter. It was so good, so good. Oh, darling, my goodness, you've gotten so fat. Gotten so fat. You know, if I had to mention anything else, I would say, like, if I had to give any critiques or anything that I didn't like, I would say, like I said, I would say some of the parts with Violet didn't really interest me too much. I mean, just your typical teenage girl boy problem stuff. I wasn't really interested in that too much. But I understand why it had to be included. But I don't know, I think it kind of slowed the movie down a little bit. Like the whole restaurant scene when they were trying to get to the guy. I didn't really need that. So that probably could have been a deleted scene in my opinion. But yeah, man. But other than that, like I said, all the action scenes were really good. Some of the other supers that they introduced, like Boyd and the brick guy, and then the guy that could use his telekinesis to just crush stuff. None of them were really too interesting in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, they had some good fight scenes, but when it slowed down and then they gave them lines of dialogue, I was like, kind of cringy. Let's get back to who the movie is about here. But yeah, and then another great aspect of the movie was definitely Frozone and his wife, of course. They had a pretty cool scene too. So definitely got that to look forward to. But then just pretty much every scene that Frozone was in just popped, man. Just absolutely popped. So it's like him and Mr. Incredible are definitely great partners in crime fighting. And they definitely showcased a lot of his powers too. He's got some really epic Iceman powers, man. It's really cool. Really cool. But yeah, man, other than that, so if I had to rate the movie, I would probably give it in 7.9 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't perfect. It definitely could have been better, but I don't even think I put it above the first one either. But it was definitely an entertaining, good popcorn flick, man. And I just hope that this one does well enough at the box office to warrant a few more sequels, man. Because I definitely like going to the movies to see these films, man. It's really good. So yeah, man, I hope everybody appreciated my review of The Incredibles 2. So if you like the video, as always, do me a favor and hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. You can follow me at youtube.com/smartjack79, at facebook.com/smartjack79. As always, hope to see everybody on the next one, and until then, I will catch you guys later. Peace.